Welcome back to Starting Point. We're excited about today's talk show. Uli Herdi and
Luisa Kusnandar.
And
we also have a career coach here, Rene Suhardono. Thank you so much for
your... Happy to be here. Thank you for inviting.
First time coming to TVRI World.
First time.
Welcome. We're excited to have you.
So, can you imagine?
Yeah, we're going to dig in, but first things first.
Please go easy.
We will.
My English is a bit rusty.
Right. I believe you.
Yes, indeed.
It's still in the morning. Let's just take it slow as usual, and we'll have a relaxing chat very soon.
Do remind me when I start blabbering in Javanese, okay, or in...
Because and then we will have to translate to English. That would be...
I hope you have subtitle.
That'll be interesting.
That would be interesting, yeah.
Okay, go ahead, Uli.
So, passion is familiar for those seeking to build their career. Career coach Rene Suhardono shares his definition of passion.
Apa yang saya katakan mengenai passion bukan fashion ya.
Career coach Rene Suhardono became widely known after his best-selling book, Your Job Is Not Your Career, spread across the country. Rene stressed that passion is the result of understanding oneself, which involves a lot of inward looking, a combination of understanding one's strengths and weaknesses, as well as values and life goals. Rene strongly disagreed with how the term is being easily thrown about by some people. Each individual needs to find activities they love. People who find their passion will do whatever it takes willingly, proactive, and ultra-productive. The next phase afterwards is growing their passion by enhancing their capabilities and tackling challenges that come.
Now let's talk a bit more about Rene Suhardono before we chat with the person. Rene is known as a career coach in Indonesia, as well as the author of Your Job Is Not Your Career, a book about passion in the world of work. How can someone find and develop their passion? Let's talk to the pro. We have Rene right here. So Rene, you have been a career coach. How did you jump into this profession in the first place, if I'm using the word profession
correctly,
right in this question?
Well, it's how should I start? Ulil should know.
We met like 20 years
too long
ago.
Too long.
Wow.
You were in your kindergarten. But seriously, they just called me coach. Career coach is the name of my program in a radio talk show. That was a weekly program.
Right.
It was run for like 6 months, so it was kind of stuck in me. So everybody, oh, career coach, career coach. But as profession per se, it's not an official. I'm a career coach. They just say that I'm a coach or I'm an advisor to corporation companies. But indeed, when we talk about I have always been passionate to be with young people, or like Ulil, the one who...
Ulil's still young.
Absolutely.
Young at heart.
You know the definition of young, out of the topic?
Tell us.
The definition of young, this is in Arabic, means that you still have choices.
You still have choices.
So even if you're 60, even if you're 70, but you can choose where you want to be, what you want to do. You have choices.
That's philosophical.
On the other hand, you may be in your 20s, but you feel like you don't have any choice. You do things because you have to. You're old.
That's
you see?
deep.
Interesting, right?
Interesting.
So it's not so much about the biological age or human physicality, but it's more on the mindset.
So that's optimism, isn't it?
It is. It is. It can be considered optimism, or I would rather prefer to call it gratitude.
Gratitude, which you talk a lot in your book as well.
Indeed. So the idea of, I forgot your question.
Being a coach. How did you become a coach?
Yeah.
One people ask me, two people ask me, and then many people ask me. And suddenly all you know is just you sit with them, you talk to them, and they talk to their friends. And suddenly I become this so-called coach, but it happened accidentally.
Do you believe you have actually reached that super successful point in your career that made you realize, oh, I need to share this out, I need to share my words of wisdom to people?
Success is a very interesting word. It's from Latin word.
Okay. Wow.
The Latin word of success, the root word is sucedere.
Sucedere.
Sucedere, you know the meaning of that?
No.
Sucedere, it's what comes after.
What comes after?
So when you say
It's like
success,
succession.
yes. So I mean, if you work out furiously, and then what comes after is tiredness.
Right.
So your success is tired.
Okay. Right,
See,
right, right.
after you woke up in the morning,
Yeah.
you feel energized. Your success is to have energy. So the word success has been, should I say, misused? To say it like top of the pyramid, like I become like the greatest thing since sliced bread.
The end of the road.
Yeah, and saying I'm better than everybody else.
Right. Yeah.
I'm here to spread my wisdom. I'm prophet-like creatures. That is incorrect.
Yeah.
Because the idea of success comes in sequences.
It's actually what comes after.
Indeed. What comes after,
After.
whatever
What
it
is
is.
next? Yeah.
Whatever it is that you do. So if you ask me whether I'm successful in the
So
form-
it's the effect of a cause.
yes, of wholeheartedness. So I wouldn't say, because sharing should be, how should I say it, natural. So you should not wait until you reach certain point before you begin sharing. The video that you saw, me in TEDx,
Yeah.
it was too many years ago. Probably 1,000 years ago. It was back in 2012.
That makes you a prophet at this day and age.
So much has happened after that. So much has happened after that. And yeah, so I don't think I'm successful in the sense of, hey,
I'm the pro
successful
in
guy.
this.
No,
Yeah.
I'm not.
Yeah.
And but I'm just a guy who is always eager to share what
I like that.
I think I know.
I like
So
that. Yeah.
tell us about this book, your career
have it right
workbook.
here.
Yeah.
This one?
I've read it last night, and it feels like it's personal. It feels like it's something that I don't know. So my question is, how personal is this book for you? And were there any stories behind your personal life that you feel it becomes an inspiration to create this book?
Can I be honest?
Yeah, go ahead.
I made a lot of stupid mistakes in my early books.
Okay.
Probably I'm making mistake now, which I would realize too late later on. But
After it's been published and
I know.
across millions of
don't kill me over
readers.
this. But the how should I say it? This is an attempt
Okay.
to correct that.
Oh, wow.
For example.
The idea of passion.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought.
So Coach Rene was famous for,
Yeah,
talking about passion.
some folks would say Bapak Passion
Bapak
Nasional.
Passion
which,
Nasional.
that was.
The father of passion in
Passion.
Indonesia. So
But you know the meaning of passion.
We all know the meaning of
What
passion.
is
the feeling
The
of,
feeling of enjoying something, fancying something that comes from the
but
heart.
That's interesting, right? But when you begin to dig down a little bit, passion is another Latin word.
Okay.
It's from a Latin word passio.
Passion.
Okay.
You know what passio is?
No.
Passion.
Please
Suffering.
explain. Suffering.
Suffering.
Really?
Suffering.
Okay.
But it connected to Jesus Christ, the story of Jesus Christ, when one decide to embrace suffering by way of saving others. Do you understand? So when we use passion as a pop term, love doing it, my passion.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't want to do it, it's not my passion.
So that's
That-
also
That's
incorrect.
incorrect.
Okay.
That's incorrect. And I've also observed passion is a path of strength. Because I basically just stumbled upon a definition. It's in Bahasa Indonesia, but I tried to translate it in English. If it doesn't sound right, please correct me. The idea of passion comes in this three sequence of statement. The first is activity.
Okay.
So it should be an activity. You can say, my passion is music. And then I said, how many music arrangements have you made? None. Have you done any exhibition on music? None. So what have you been doing? I listen to music. No,
Yeah.
that's not.
Okay.
Because it has to be an activity, something that you actually do it on your own.
Okay.
That's passion.
Okay.
So it has to be an activity. Yang membuat diri, how to translate that?
Yang membuat diri.
Make you,
Make you what?
that make you feel
Okay.
yourself, not others. Because a lot of people, when they do something, you know what, when we ask them, hey, why are you doing that? And then the person will say, I love doing it because whenever I do it, my girlfriend loves me more.
To please other people.
You see,
Yeah.
that's not it.
Yeah.
Because as Uli know,
It should be about you, like you're
yeah,
saying. This is me.
it's about the everything that you feel. The work itself maybe, forgive my language, maybe shitty.
But the experience that you
Remember
get.
the first time you're on
Yeah.
stage?
Yeah.
Must be horrible, right?
Horrible. Horrible. I still remember it till this day.
But that doesn't matter because we come to the third definition. Things that make you feel empowered. So you would be able to work harder, to try more, to be in pain because of that. So the greatest reward of passion will never be money. It would be that sensation that you feel. But I also learned it is not for everyone.
Okay.
There are other,
Contrary to what you preached in your
initially,
former books. Okay.
initially.
Oh, okay. This is interesting.
It's not for
Yeah.
everyone because there's a path of strength, but there's the other path.
Okay.
I call it the path of struggle.
Struggle. Okay.
The story of Proverbs indicates something very interesting. You know, if I ask you, Joseph, the prophet,
Yeah.
what do you think is his passion? What's his strength?
What is his strength, Joseph?
So good looking.
Okay.
Remember? Remember the story? He was
Yeah.
so good looking. When when ladies see him, they would just like cut their fingers off, get the gun, and that's his strength. But his strength, instead of empower him, prosecuted him. So people have their way of running their life, and the most important ingredient apparently is not passion, because it could lead you to a path that is not right.
Okay.
But if you go through the path of struggle, you need two things. The first part is gratitude.
Gratitude. Okay.
That is the single most important thing. But the second that you could also be used is patience. So gratitude, patience.
Patience. Great
Now I
compassion.
preach on those two.
So in the book also you speak a lot about ego, which I find really interesting, and you explain also you tell stories about figures in history. You talk about prophets, you talk about imams, you talk about Malcolm X, and then you talk about ego. Maybe you can elaborate a little bit to our viewers what you mean by ego and how ego can propel you to do things.
Ego is the enemy. Ego is one's greatest enemy. So my enemy, Rene's enemy, is not Uli, even if we're crossing souls. The enemy, the real enemy is myself.
Okay. And why is that?
Because I let it to be my enemy. And the idea of ego is self-deception. Because the meaning of ego is the incorrect concept about self.
Incorrect concept about
This is another thing that bothers me a lot. We live in the age of TikTok. Everything becomes fast and
Instant.
probably you
Yeah.
watch like series of YouTube and you feel like you're knowledgeable about yourself and you begin to self-diagnose yourself and you claim that that is you. Remember that? And now we see, you know what? I've always been like this. I'm a moody guy. Take it or leave it.
Yeah.
So instead of trying to understand your surrounding, you busy yourself, entrenching yourself, asking others to understand you. You took a personality test and you decide that that is you. I am, if we use MBTI, I'm an INFJ.
Yeah.
I'm an INFJ. Everybody, behold, I am an INFJ. Understand me. Instead of trying to work your ass off to basically be better, you just want to be stuck with whatever the psychology test tells you to do. And it become a very, how should I say it, fragmented society.
Yeah.
Because now we seek to be understood instead of we seek out ways to understand others.
Exactly.
So
and it
instead
becomes
wanting
like
to,
a bit selfish,
Yeah.
actually, in a way, because
It
you
is.
want
It is.
people
It is
to
selfish with
understand
capital.
you. Yeah.
That's ego.
right.
Why? Because you feel
Me.
there are three forms of ego. The book also reveals. The first ego is the easiest. Ego when you feel merasa paling benar. How to translate that?
Self-righteousness.
Self-righteousness.
Merasa paling benar.
Yeah.
It need to be that three words. Merasa paling benar. You feel you are the most righteous.
Yeah.
Not self-righteous, even worse than that.
Okay.
You are the most righteous. You are the most true. You have the rightest answer about everything. So you choose not to accept others. Why? Because you believe you are right. And other people have no chance of being right.
Right.
There's only my right, my truth, my reality. Ring a bell?
Yeah.
So you create your own cocoon of reality.
And everything else is a threat.
Yes. Yes. That is crazy. That's like how should the pendulum? It swings.
Right.
That's the extreme right.
Right.
The extreme left is victim mentality. Merasa paling sengsara.
Yeah.
This is what I always say to Generation Z. The feeling of like remah-remah momogi. How do you translate that? How do you translate that?
I don't know how to translate
It
that.
doesn't work in English.
Yeah,
It doesn't work. Momogi is like a snack
Breadcrumbs, you know.
loaded with MSG.
As unimportant as breadcrumbs.
Yes, and you just step on it. It
Right.
become crumbs of dust.
Right.
You feel like you're a victim.
Right.
And feeling like a victim is actually is kind of nice because you are blameless.
Yeah.
But you can blame everyone. I'm like this because of my mom, my boss,
That is a good point right
the
there.
television,
Feeling
the
blameless.
president,
Yeah.
that guy, that dude. Everybody is wrong except yourself. Why? Because you're a victim. You see, the other interesting story about the prophet, they are all victim, actual victim of their brothers, of their stepfathers, of the countrymen. They are all victims, but interestingly enough, they never allowed themselves to think that they are
right.
victim. Whenever they are asked, so how do you feel? They say, I'm grateful. And they're saying it in the prison.
Yeah.
How is that possible? They're saying it in the prison,
Yeah.
in the worst place.
Yeah.
But what they're saying is, I'm not a victim. You see, I'm grateful.
Yeah.
But we live in such a good neighborhood. There's no rocket fall near us.
There's no war
No war.
around us, yes.
All you have is you and the gadget. And you feel like you're useless, or you feel like nobody loves you. You feel like you deserve everything but haven't got anything.
Yeah, I get
That's
your point.
ego.
Yeah. Yeah.
So those are the two part of ego. I don't want to elaborate more.
Okay, all right.
Hold that thought.
We need to go to a short break, but please stay with us on Starting Point. We'll be right back with more chats with Rene Suhardono. Stay with us.
Welcome back to Starting Point with Uli Herdi and Luisa and career coach Rene Suhardono. We were having a conversation about ego just a couple of minutes ago, but we haven't really talked about how does that affect career. And
Don't
is
you
there?
think that's too early to talk about ego at this hour?
In the morning,
Well, you
on
make
TV.
it light and fun, you know.
Could use some coffee. now.
Mas Rene, you mentioned in this book that there is a difference between a job versus career.
Right.
What is the difference? Because these two words is always linked together, and people usually just assume
I know,
we're
right?
talking about the same thing.
I know,
But
right?
apparently, according to your book,
On that
not.
note, I'm still in agreement. I hold true to my to the term that I launched many years ago. A job is just a tool.
Job
so
is
it's
just a tool.
No different than a shoe.
Okay.
No different than your gadget. It's a tool
To get something.
It's a tool to get something
to
done.
get something, whatever it is.
It is, and the idea of having a job is having a tool. So we discuss about money, we discuss about responsibility, we discuss about so many things. But career is from a Greek word karere.
Karere.
Means staging.
Staging.
Stages.
Stages.
So the idea of career is the journey itself. You see, and you don't talk about most of the thing you talk about in job. In job, you talk about transaction. If I do this, if me sitting in TVRI this morning,
Right.
how much can I get? And would that be worthwhile? That would be a job talk. But in career, the question would be, yes, we are talking about money, but we should put that against satisfaction. Is this the place that I want to be? And is this, how should I say it, a quality of life that I'm seeking out, and the meaning that I wish to create. So career is more transcendent. Is that the right word?
Okay.
And it's parallel. The most important part now I'm saying in career is not passion.
Hold on. You're saying the most important thing in career
It's not passion.
is not passion.
No.
Really?
Are you having a crisis right now, Luisa?
No, this is a very interesting quote. I mean, why?
Okay. So then what it is then if it's not passion?
It's gratefulness.
Gratefulness. Whatever it is, whatever.
Because the most important part is not to seek out what is your passion. Kayak nyari dompet hilang, bahasa Indonesia. It's not like you're trying to find the missing item of your life, because everything.
And that's another form of ego, isn't it?
It is. Very good. The part that is missing is that we busy ourselves of wanting stuff and forgetting that all the thing that we need is already provided in front of us, but we just choose not to see it. You see, like you're having a girlfriend, but your focus is with your most desired woman in TikTok or Instagram, and you're busy. I wish I could be now, but the one I have is like this. But you know, this is what I want. That's the idea of seeking passion.
But,
So-
go ahead.
So
I'm just wondering, so what is your message to the young audiences out there actually? Are you supposed to seek your passion first and then get a job?
No.
Or is it just really just gratefulness, as you say, and just snatch whatever job you can get?
if you're given a job, you ask yourself 3 questions. Can you do it? Number 2, can you grow in it? Number 3, can you find meaning in it? If the answer to these 3 questions positive, take it. Don't even worry about the money.
But what is finding meaning? You know?
Very good. It's deep.
Okay. We have time. We have time.
We
have
need
like
an
about-
additional episode of Starting Point.
2 more hours, please. Okay, go ahead.
The idea of meaning is also transcendent.
Okay.
It's having, it's the humility, the peace at heart to have a conversation with yourself and with your creator to answer this most fundamental question. Where am I coming from? Where am I going? So what am I doing here?
So is this existential?
It is.
Oh.
It is. The idea of meaning is different from one person to the other because it has levels of, should I say awareness?
Yep. Yeah, why not? I mean, the goal of the book is also to ask people to be more aware, right?
Yes.
That's why it's a workbook, because you want them to think and experience.
Uli, you remember the story when we were young? The 3 stone cracker. Is that what you say?
Stonecracker? I've never heard that story before.
Really?
Yeah.
Pemecah batu tuh.
Never heard of those.
Jadi there are 3 pemecah batu. What's a stone? The
Stone
one
cracker.
who cracks stones.
Okay.
I use a silly term, stone cracker. So each and every one of them were asked, "Hey, why do you do that?" And the first one say, "Why do you ask? I'm here to get some money."
Job.
Okay.
That's level of
Awareness.
Level of awareness.
Okay.
So his level of awareness is basically to survive. Nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that.
The second guy doing the same activities, and he was asked, "What are you trying to do? Why are you doing that?" And he said, "Making a living for my family."
That's career.
So it's a different mindset.
Different focus.
A different focus.
Yeah,
It's about no longer about surviving, but about nurturing family. You see?
Yeah.
You see the level of the different level of
The depth of
Same
the
depth, same activity.
meaning of
and
it.
the third
yes.
guy
Is
what are you doing? Doing the same thing with the two other dudes. And he said, "This is where my creator wants me.
Wow.
And I'm fulfilling
Okay.
what he intend of me by doing this." You see, I cannot force you to choose your level of awareness, but you can practice it.
Do we have to go in stages to be
Yes.
able to reach a level of awareness that
Absolutely.
would, you know?
And you need to struggle. Without struggle, means nothing. I've met some of the richest kid because they're coming from a very rich family, thinking of suicide because they no longer feel. You know,
They
can
don't feel any
choose.
meaning in their
They can
life.
choose
Yeah.
the color of a car today, and if they want to buy a new one, they can.
Right.
But they fail
Yeah.
to connect themselves with the creator, with the surrounding, on why am I here? I just feel bored.
Yeah.
Boredom is a signal from yourself that you're under capacity. Tiredness is a sign from your body, from the inside, from the within, from within that you're over capacity.
Okay.
So you need to sleep.
So tired is good.
Tired is good.
Struggling
Okay.
is good.
Struggling is the best.
Okay.
Never, ever stop struggle. And if you're at the stage of struggling, congratulations, you're alive.
So the awareness of ego is the first step
Yeah.
to go through all these motions to have a better career or
What is a better career? Is
Some-
it a better money? Because the easiest thing to translate
right.
it into
Probably.
better money, better position.
That would be what people assume. Yes. And you don't
But-
agree with this.
well, let me
Yeah.
rephrase that. A more satisfactory career, maybe,
For whom?
for yourself.
In what way?
That it's more meaningful for you.
There you go.
Mas Rene is saying everything comes from within. It's not actually satisfactory from the outer side of it.
It's not what I said. It's, you know, reading a book from 50 years ago gives you realization that you miss a lot of things. But reading a book from 1,000 years ago, you just know that you know nothing about
Right.
yourself. You know, now all we see is artificial lights of cities.
Yeah.
And we were so enchanted by the beauty of artificial lights because we can see so many colors.
The days are longer nowadays.
But 1,000 years ago, the only
Yeah.
light that you see
It's the
is
sun.
flame and the stars.
Right. And the moon.
But you know what? What is brightest then? It's within is brightest. But now, the outside of you are bright, but within you, it's just darkness.
Oh.
We need to bring that light within.
Ooh. Okay.
Too
That's
early
deep.
for that.
Yeah,
Really, really
Sorry. Sorry.
Mas Rene,
Yeah.
so are you saying that
Yeah.
a job does not has to be in line with your career? It's totally two different things? Or you are saying both of these elements have to support each other in
A
your
job
life?
is, if you phrase it like that, I would rephrase it like, a job is a building block of a career.
A building block
But,
of a career.
but figuring out a career that matters is the key. And building a career that matters requires you to have clarity of self. Clarity of self means that you have realization that you have ego that you need to struggle with every day. And you figure out a way to do it on a daily basis. And the only antidote for that is gratefulness. So the more you're grateful, grateful is syukur in Bahasa. Syukur is from a word, from an Arabic word. You know the meaning of syukur in Arabic?
Tell us.
It's shakara.
Shakaro.
Shakara. Shakara means it's a situation. You know, Arabic is very vivid. Shakara is a situation when everything is, you don't have enough water. The grass is brown, and out of so little grass, brown grass that you have, you feed the cow.
Okay.
And the cow give you a lot of milk. And they would say shakara. So shakara means, I use the word in Bahasa Indonesia and give the task for both of you to translate it in
Okay.
English. Diberi sedikit, memberi banyak.
You've been given a little and then you give back
You give back
more
more.
than what you.
Paying it forward.
Yeah.
Yep.
Bukan lebih banyak, banyak sekali.
Oh,
Abundance.
Not more, abundance.
abundance. Okay.
You get little, but you give abundance.
Okay.
But
Mas Rene, but I'm just curious though, like how do you feel grateful if you are unhappy with your job though?
that's the idea. We are trapped with emotion because emotions is absolute. When you feel sadness, that is absolutely how you feel. But you know what? Emotion is again, I'm using Indonesian. Tolong diterjemahkan, please translate. Emosi itu keadaan,
Emotion is
bukan
a
ketetapan.
state, not what do you say?
Permanent
Emotion is situational.
Okay.
It changes from
Situational,
time to
that's
time.
right. Yeah.
Not an absolute.
Luisa, give me money, I'm happy.
It's a state.
Yeah,
It's,
Uli marahin.
right,
Uli-
I get it. It's a state. It's not an absolute, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
But no, the idea that when you feel it, it's absolute, but it changes from time to time.
Yeah, yeah.
That's emotion. And
And maybe in 1 second that can change several times. You just in between aware, not aware
you
about it.
should not put emotion as your deity, as God.
Right.
I understand.
It doesn't
Yeah.
dictate how you run life.
Yeah. Yeah.
It is just an emotion given by your creator so that you can bring context to life.
Right.
But this is really hard to be aware of yourselves in that sense.
True.
But
True.
you can
And
practice
that
it,
is
though.
why you
Yeah.
need to have sanity. You need to have sane folks around you.
Right.
Because if not, all you say is YOLO.
Right. Right. So
You're
that's
sad.
so-
Just buy that thing. You don't have money.
Yeah.
Borrow. That's crazy.
That rhymes.
Okay.
That rhymes pretty-
that is so
Okay.
interesting. So we have to go at the moment, but such an
Yeah.
interesting conversation. If people want to know more about your teachings, they should follow your Instagram. Could that be a good idea
I talk many things on Instagram.
Okay.
But feel free to
Okay,
follow.
follow
It's-
on Instagram.
But it's close account. So
Okay.
at
Oh, it's a
Rene
close
CC.
account right now.
It is.
Oh,
It
okay.
has always been a close account.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Come
Okay,
in.
more
I've
on
been
that.
following for so many years.
After we close.
Yeah. So that's. But are you accepting new people?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So
Okay.
are you going to tell us
At Rene CC.
Rene
Rene
CC? Okay.
CC.
Rene CC.
You can
All right.
also watch Mas Rene on YouTube, and of course get his book, Your Career Workbook. It's a workbook, meaning that people can just doodle on it and work on your emotions, work on your thoughts while doing this book to find
Yeah.
out your job. Is it your career? What is a career? And so on and so on. Yeah.
Fantastic conversation, Coach. As always, you should come back more to TVRI World. You
I
know,
love
probably
to.
maybe
And I can
every
exercise.
morning.
Can practice my English.
We are practicing our Latin and Greek.
Oh yeah. Thank you so much again. So we had a great time, Luisa.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you
Hush.
so much. And
Yeah.
for our audiences, thank you so much for joining us this morning. We hope you have a good day today, and we'll see you again next time. Bye-bye.
Bye. Have a good weekend. See you.